All right, Shalom. I'm gonna go ahead and check the feed, see if we're live. Okay, I think we're live. Yeah, we're live.
Con.
All right, Shalom, Shalom.
Come on.
Before we get started with this lesson, we're GMS Charlotte. But before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. To you, we say Shalom.
Come on.
The title of this lesson is going to be America's supply chain will collapse. And before we get some precepts out, I want to get this article that I seen on RT News. It says the U.S. could see its supply chain derailed, and it says a national rail strike could ensue if a paid sick leave deal isn't reached. So right now they're arguing about over a sick leave with what's it called, that union they have, that rail strike union.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to come up with a deal to get paid sick time, especially in this holiday season that's coming up. But it says one of the United States' largest rail unions rejected a deal with freight companies, and after a cooling off period that expires on December 9th, it says the country could see a rail strike that could collapse its supply chain ahead of the holiday season. The cost to the U.S. economy could be about $2 billion per day. It's a lot of money, man. If these people don't come with the deal, apparently $2 billion is going to cost the U.S. per day to keep, things flowing. Or really, it's just going to be a lack of a loss of money. So it says, and passenger rails like Amtrak could see major disruptions. It says a deal has appeared distant, but Congress could still intervene to force one. Based on Depression-era legislation, at present, the biggest sticking point to an agreement is paid sick leave and other quality of life issues that impact rail workers. It says a tentative deal struck earlier by President Joe Biden in September granted the largest wage increase in 50 years. That is 14% raises with back pay and 24% raises over the course of 5 years, plus $1,000 cash bonuses every year. But this was never.
It's a lot.
Con.
Can I grab a quick precept?
Con, go ahead, bro.
Con. This is Ayawab, also Job chapter 18 and verse 7. Because this man is trying to use his gradualism, and he's trying to use his deception to his advantage, and also he's trying to crash the economy slowly.
Mm-hmm.
This is Ayawab chapter 18 and verse 7. It says the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. You see, so while he's trying to get his NWO off, you see, his steps are being straightened. He's having to deal with the general public. The general public want raises because their money isn't equaling up to how much the cost of living is of what it is. So
That's
the
right.
general public is pretty mad. It says, and his own counsel shall cast him down. You see, because I'm going to go to verse 8. It says, for he is cast into a net by his own feet, and what he walketh upon a snare. You see, so contrary to Esau's belief, you see, he's in the trick bag, like brothers like to say. You see, so while he's doing everything he's doing on the left hand side and trying to work his wickedness, he's truly in the trick bag, and the Lord's going to get him ultimately in the end.
That's right. That's right. Hey, because you got, Esau expects people to just accept it. People are getting tired of it. I mean, Esau's own people are even getting tired of Esau's bullshit, man. You know, pretty much taxing the poor, taxing the middle class. That's pretty much what they're doing, trying to eliminate that middle class so there can be this great divide between the poor and the rich. And that's what's happening. And people are just, bucking up against it, man. People ain't really trying to have it, man. With this rail strike going on, you got that shows you that the mindset of the people, man. They're trying to get their own, man. They're trying to establish themselves. They don't care about the economy, man. They don't give a shit about what goes on in America, because really what they care about is themselves. They care about getting fed, taking care of themselves, and that's it. And that's the mindset of all these Americans, man. They don't really. That shows you that divide between the American people. That shows you that great split and selfishness that these people have. That's going to cause this economy to collapse eventually. With this whole thing about not getting paid and or not getting enough pay for being able to survive off the prices that's rising up, like gas prices. We see gas price rise up, but it went down recently. But hey, it's gonna come back up. Food prices are starting to skyrocket up again. I mean, everything, the housing prices, man, everything is going up. Like the brother says. So with everything going up, you're gonna need to, I guess you could say, get a better raise, get a better pay for the cost of living. You got a lot of people out here who are having to rent out rooms of their houses to strangers in order to make ends meet, in order to make that monthly paycheck to their on their mortgage. And like the brother said, hey, the cost of living is a lot higher these days, and through Esau's whole New World Order, he's disrupting everything. He's really fucking up his own people by trying to fuck up the Israelites. But
Esau
continuing on. Go ahead, bro.
Esau got the richest. Esau got the richest third world country. Third world country. You see, and these people try to live this life as if they got all the money. You see, but truly they don't. Going back to your point where you said basically people are having to like shack up with people they don't even know. That's because right. This place is morally low. If they put stuff that's not even theirs, on its pedestal to live a rich life.
Definitely, Con.
Yeah.
Going back to the article, we'll continue reading just a little bit more. It says, instead, unions are upset by a lack of sick leave and personal time that leaves rail workers with a permanent threat of termination over visits to a doctor, as well as having to be on call 7 days a week. So, hey, they're pretty much screwing over these railroad workers, man, because especially since our whole demic took place, everybody be going to the doctor, getting sick leave and all that, but a lot of these workers, they're getting fired because they're using up too much days, of their sick leave or whatever, right? The days off. Because really they're busy right now. It says they're pretty much having to be on call 7 days out of the week. So they're always busy. But it says they're also ticked about workers having to operate rail solo, which they deem a safety concern. Given the long hours associated with the industry, that's why unions voted narrowly to reject the deal, even if it saw a large pay bump. Yes, so ultimately, man, they ain't got enough workers, man. They ain't got enough rail workers. Even truck drivers, man, they ain't got enough truck drivers to keep this place going, man. Soon enough, everything is having a squeeze right now because of Esau's New World Order. Trying to limit things down, trying to slowly put a constraint upon people is putting a constraint on Esau's infrastructure. As well as you got the whole thing with the Mississippi River, which is a great river that a lot of commerce and trade is being taken place on. A lot of distribution is being handled through that river. Like we just mentioned, the train, the railroad. You got that whole strike going on because of that, or about to take place because of that. because they can't come up with a deal. And then you got the truck drivers, which hey, soon enough you might see them start going to a strike too. You know,
Mm-hmm. Hey,
those are the things. Go ahead, bro.
they were saying it's basically a shortage of diesel, and not only that, you know, they did have like the sectors failing. Like, say for instance, like you had the workers failing, then you got the other two being the ships and the railroad. They would have to pick up the slack. So, and when it's two without the other one, you know, they're gonna be overworked. So eventually, something gonna have to give. You know.
Yeah.
And that's those are the three main sectors that work with like supplies in the U.S. economy. You know, so
right.
if the U.S. economy is failing, no new money coming in, you know, basically they're gonna be stuck. You know.
That's right. Hey, and just like you said, man, hey, something's gonna have to give because, like you said, if the railroad ain't working, that means truck drivers are gonna have to work overtime. They're gonna have to be constantly on the road, moving the pretty much carrying the extra weight that the railroad trike had was taking care of. So they're gonna have to pick up their loads and shit. And by doing that, these truckers are gonna get overworked. They're gonna burn out, and eventually, hey, the whole system is gonna end up collapsing. You know, they're gonna go on strike. A lot of bullshit is gonna take place. So we're gonna see a lot of things take place here soon, man. Like the brother said, hey, something's gonna have to give. You know, Esau can't continue to overwork people like they've been doing, and especially during this time period, man, where prices is rising up. You know, they ain't giving people money enough pay to make a living. They ain't giving out enough incentives. You know, people gonna get fed up and then gonna just drop it, man. They ain't gonna care. They really ain't gonna give a damn. But if you could, bro, get that first precept. What was it? Isaiah 14:11.
This is Yeshaya chapter 14. Also Isaiah. Isaiah 14:11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
That's right, man. Hey, and the worms represent corrosion, and really the whole corrosion of Esau's infrastructure. You know, we're seeing it, start to collapse as far as roads, freeways, the buildings and everything. But according to this topic that we're talking about, the supply chain. We're seeing the supply chain of Esau supply chain of this country, start to corrode. Starting to wear thin, wear out, and we're seeing it, man. They're not giving these people. They're not hiring enough people, or they're not giving enough incentives on people to, to take these positions in the workforce. As far as being a railroad worker, being a truck driver, being a shipyard worker, whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of these things is gonna come to a halt soon. Well, really corrode because it's all wearing thin. But if you can get that next one, Ecclesiastes 12:3.
This is Quahalath of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
So, hey, man, the grinding is going to cease real soon, man. Now, when there's not enough supplies going around being transported to these various companies, you're going to see a lot of the work, pretty much the grinding, is going to end up dropping, man. Like recently, you saw Jeff Bezos release like 10,000 people, or let go of 10,000 people. And now you got companies all over the country, man, starting to slowly let people go. Start getting rid of temps, start getting rid of new people that come in. And you're gonna see that even increase even more in these days that's coming, because the supplies ain't coming in. You got ships out on the coast that's still there. They ain't getting unloaded. They've been there since the whole demic shit started. So you're gonna start seeing more and more, man, more and more of this take place. Can you continue to verse 4?
Con. Verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
That's right, man. Hey, once the grinding ceases, man, all these stores are gonna be closed. You ain't gonna be able to shop in your local Food Lion or Dollar General, Walmart. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to find food as easily as you can now. You know, there's gonna be a famine on the land. You know, there ain't gonna be no transportation. You know, all these places that do have food, they're gonna get looted and robbed. You know, everybody's gonna be in a mourning state. Ain't nobody gonna be joyful in that day. Everything is gonna be, straight chaos, right? Now I want to get this. I want to get this next article that I read, what I've seen on Yahoo News. It says these food shortages could continue into 2023, and it says persistent supply chain issues, climate change, and Russia-Ukraine war are just some of the reasons why food shortages will likely continue in 2023. It says, we are on the way to a raging food catastrophe, and the world appears to be indifferent. And that's right, man. Hey, you see us, man, when we go out there in the highways and byways, we're warning people, we're telling people what's going on. I mean, people seeing this on the news. There's other people that are on YouTube, Esau's own people going out there, so-called truthers, going out there telling people, like, you got that one dude was saying Dabu7. You got, other various people on there on YouTube, telling everybody who watches the videos, hey man, prepare, man, get ready. Cause hey, shit ain't gonna be sweet no more. Shit is gonna get bitter. This place is at that pinnacle point of shifting downhill. And people are just continuing on, just living their lives, being indifferent to everything. They see the prophets, they see us on the streets. They just, some of them they just ignore us, man. They just keep on walking, keep pushing. They ain't trying to hear it. They ain't trying to adhere to the word. They don't see things taking place in front of them, so they feel like they're in a good state. They feel like ain't nothing gonna happen. They feel like things gonna continue on as they've been going. So whenever this shit does come to pass, or whenever this does come to pass, hey, they're gonna get caught off guard. They're gonna get caught with the pants down. The Most High is gonna, bring these plays on them like a thief in the night. They're gonna be ill prepared, man.
God appreciate, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Yakazak Allah, also Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 33. Because again, you got those truthers that are telling the people, but more specifically, and most importantly, the men of the Lord, the men of from the apostles, the elders on down, have been telling Jake for a while. You see that these things are going to come down the pipe. This is Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 33 says, when this cometh to pass, referring to the visions, the prophecies, Lord will come, because in the scriptures it says that every prophecy is going to happen. You see, we seeing them happen. You see, it says, then they shall know that a prophet hath been among them. You see, so when Jake is getting curbed, stomped, when his stomach is touching his back, then he gonna know that, oh wow, like, these men was saying that. That's what it's gonna take for Jake to realize, like, hey, like, the answer was right in your face.
That's right, man. Yeah, once you take away Jake's 3 meals per day, once you take away Jake's little pocket change he got going on for himself, hey, then Jake's gonna be asking and inquiring for questions and inquiring for answers. Hey, but when that time comes, hey, we might not be out there in the streets. It might be too late for them. Yep.
Hey, so
go ahead, bro. You got it.
I was about to say, you mentioned a point, but basically, you gotta take stuff away from Jake. Like when you go into like the different like prison systems and like jail systems and stuff like that, a lot of times they'll give them like TV commissary and like games and stuff like that. But they would say, like, in the training, if you take that stuff away, then they'll actually do what you want them to do. You see, and that's essentially what that's essentially Jake. That's the situation that Jake would have to be in, for him to listen to you.
That's right.
Because Jake is rebellious.
That's right. Hey, You gotta treat him like a kid, man. You gotta treat him like a child. You gotta take away his favorite toy, and that's the only way he'll start, getting his shit together. But continuing on with this article, it says, we are on the way to a raging food catastrophe, and the world appears to be indifferent. People in 5 separate places are facing famine. At G20 summit, I warned that without coordinated action, this year's crisis is affordability may become next year's global food shortage. That's right, man. Hey, go ahead, bro.
Baba Kushal, could you get the definition of indifferent?
Indifferent. It says indifferent. It says having no particular interest or sympathy, unconcerned.
Hey, and these people is unconcerned.
That's right.
As long as you give 2/3 in these heathen, specifically 2/3, as long as you give them they mirth and they food, the comfort food, and then these fake ass fucking holidays, they good. So when they hit them, that they gonna know then,
Right. Yeah, that whole the bread and circuses, man. Mm-hmm. Give food. I mean, give Jake some video games, or give Jake pretty much allow Jake to continue watching these basketball games, football games, soccer games. Because you got the whole FIFA World Cup shit going on. So Northern Kingdom is all into that shit right now.
Yeah.
You got basketball going on right now. You got so much shit going on, so much distractions. And Jake is just so caught up in that, man. They want to continue living in mirth. They want to continue living the way they've been living. And we're warning them. We're pointing out. Okay, Con, go ahead.
No, finish your point, bro. Finish your point.
Okay, Con. I was saying, you got so many distractions going on. And like I said, Jake still wants to continue living in that thing, man. Living here in mirth, and we're out here pointing out things that's gonna come and take place, and we're giving evidence. I mean, scriptural evidence, and even coming out with articles that Esau, we telling people, and yet our people are still just continuing with that weak fleshly spirit, man, trying to please themselves, trying to stay in that house of mirth, instead of the scriptures say it's better to be in the house of mourning than the house of mirth. And Jake, man, they love being in the house of mirth, man. Even though we're still in captivity, even though we're still being oppressed, they still love. Hey, they like to please themselves, man. Hey, but that's gonna be their downfall.
Going back to that definition that you brought out, indifferent, basically saying that they're totally oblivious and they don't really care. And that's why Esau has these breads and circuses set up, because he knows that if you keep them occupied, they're not really going to be paying attention to what's going on in the back, behind the scenes. This is Matthediah, also Matthew chapter 6 and verse 22. It said the light of verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So if you focus on this truth, that's what you're going to be filled with. Verse 23. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? And that's why Esau has these breads and circuses set up, because if the masses is focused on darkness, that's what they're gonna be filled with: the bread and circus and folly.
That's true, man. Hey, we know the elect, man. They're gonna focus. They're gonna keep the eye single on the Lord, right? But continuing on, reading just a little bit more on this. It says, at G20 summit, I warned that without coordinated action, this year's crisis of affordability may become next year's global food shortage. Right. And and what did we just see with what's his name? The dude that owns Amazon.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos. He made a public announcement talking about how we need to cut back on spending. You know, if you're gonna buy a car, if you're gonna buy a refrigerator or whatever, hey, hold that money off. You
Hey,
know, because you might need that.
he said,
Go ahead, bro.
if you want to buy a car, if you want to buy a refrigerator, if you want to buy whatever, like it don't matter
Uh-huh.
what.
Right, whatever. That's right, man. If you want to buy them Jordans, if you want to buy them AirPods, you want to buy them that new iPhone, hey, you gotta hold back on that shit, man. You know Jake, man. Hey, Jake likes to spend money on everything, man. They got the money at hand, they're gonna spend. They're gonna spend it. But and that's coming from one of these one of the elite's little minions. You know, he's telling y'all, you know, hey man, hey, stop spending so much money because you're gonna need that money soon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shit's gonna start getting tight. Food prices gonna skyrocket up. Even though we haven't seen it that bad, but hey, we're gonna start seeing it get worse. But continuing on a little bit more, it says which food items could continue to be in short supply next year. And I'm just gonna list down uh some of the food that it says bread, pretty much cereal grain, bread, sunflower, palm oil, champagne. Hey, so all y'all, you know, people that go to the club like to celebrate, hey, you ain't gonna be celebrating with champagne no more. There's gonna be a big shortage on that. And it says beers, canned food, and pet food. So those are a lot of shortages that's gonna come here in America, man. Here soon. We're gonna start seeing short supplies on a lot of this shit, man. And we know that canned food, all these doomsday preppers and all that, you know, they like to supply with canned foods because they have a long shelf life. Hey, well, they ain't gonna be able to stock up on that shit no more. You know, like I said, hey, the shortage is really coming, man. The Most High is gonna set it up to where everybody who ain't part of the elect is gonna be out here just through, man, hungry, starving, thirsty, you know, just completely out of it, man. You know, you ain't gonna escape judgment, man, no matter what. Even if you do got a whole bunker set up and supplies in it, man, who's to say that you're gonna be able to live in that thing?
Mm-hmm. Let's get to the point where you see, like right now, I mean, we're in a food short, we in a famine, but right now things is like it's an abundance of it, but it's gonna become to the days where being from this famine, those things are gonna start to become a commodity. So people gonna start trading and stuff. Like it might be like, oh, I got this bottle of whiskey, you know, let me get some of your food. You know, that's gonna go even worse than that. You know, people gonna start eating each other. You know, I got quick.
Go ahead, bro.
It's Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red. Well, verse 6. It says, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. See thou hurt not the oil and the wine. That's referring to the truth. But according to that measure of wheat for a penny, you can get a certain measure of food for a certain amount of money. And you go into that penny, it's a denarion, and that's basically a day's worth of wages for some wheat, you know. And ain't nobody gonna be able to pay a day's worth of wages.
I think you're cutting off a little bit
to feed themselves, you know. Huh?
Okay, you're good. You're good.
Okay. But yeah,
man. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Ain't nobody gonna have to pay for wages to pay for food, you know.
That's right, man. You know, I mean, people are already struggling right now. Imagine next year. You know, next year, you know, brothers, it ain't coined yet, but people are saying it's gonna be the year from hell. So hey, expect shit to get worse. Shit ain't gonna get better, man. Right? And I got a quick one. This is Jeremiah 51:9. It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one to his own country, for her judgment reaches up to heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Right, man? So, hey, there's no healing Babylon, man. This place is through. This place is over. There's nothing that, what's his name? Donald Trump is going to do when if he gets elected. There ain't nothing he can do to, you know, deliver y'all from this incoming famine. from this incoming calamities, plagues, all this shit that's coming to soils of America. Donald Trump ain't gonna be able to save you on that day, man. You know, because you got a lot of wicked ass Israelites out here, man. A lot of our people, you know, they who voted for Joe Biden. Now they're like, oh shit, you know, I'm gonna vote for Donald Trump now. You know, he's gonna do something for us. Like, man, come on, man. Instead of seeking for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know, you got our people out here, you know, seeking seeking to Esau for help. You know, what's that precept? You know, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help.
Isaiah 30.
Yeah, Isaiah 30. If you can get that, bro.
This is Yeshaya chapter 30 and verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Hey, that's a lot of our people, man. Instead of trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, turning back to their power, they'd rather go down to Esau, man. Old wicked ass Esau for help, man. The one who has them oppressed, the one who constantly is trying to destroy you. How you gonna go to your oppressor for help, man? That shows you how destroyed mentally our people are, man. Like, look, go back to the history, man. Go back to the scriptures. It shows you how the Most High dealt with us when we were good. Whenever we were in good state, in a good standing with him, he took care of us, man. You know, he fed us, he kept us in a good position, kept us safe. Hey, but whenever we rebelled and started following after other gods and seeking after these heathen nations, you know what happened? We started getting fucked up. So the Most High is gonna have to bring, you know, these plagues, these famines, this death, in order for pretty much as a whooping stick to whoop Jake. But Salakia. But ultimately, you know, the Most High is bringing destruction, man. Going to destroy 2/3. Two-thirds is gonna be, you know, wiped out, man, for their lack of belief and their lack of pretty much just ain't trying to get right, man. They're stiff neckness. But if a brother can get, I mean, if you can get Zephaniah 1 and 10.
This ties upon you also Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills.
That's right, man. It's gonna be a cry at the fish gate. There's gonna be a howling, pretty much a crashing from the hills. That's talking about your stock market. That's talking about your grocery stores ain't gonna have no food supplies, man. That's talking about, you know, just everything, the whole economy collapsing, man. If you could read down to verse 11, Baba Kashah.
How ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all that bear silver are cut off.
That's right, man. Hey, and Mektesh, I believe that used to be a place near Jerusalem where there was a lot of trade, a lot of merchants go there and trade, do a lot of trading there. So and that pretty much represents, you know, the stock market. That represents your, you know, your businesses. So all these things, man, there's gonna be a great crashing, man. There's gonna be a shutdown of all these businesses, a shutdown of the stock market. You ain't gonna be able to, you know, trade and sell and do everything that y'all been doing. And when that day comes, there's gonna be a great crying, a great howling. You know, all these people who got a lot of money, who you know, these crypto guys, pretty much all these people that are all about money, man. They're gonna, hey, a lot of these people are gonna start committing suicide because, hey, they're gonna lose all their funds. You know, you could look at what happened in 2008, whenever the economy supposedly it was like a dip in the stock market. The stock market crashed. There was a lot of suicides being committed by these people that were heavily invested in these in the economy. And you're gonna see that again, in time coming. But this time, man, it ain't gonna come back. The economy is not gonna bounce back, man. It's gonna stay down. It's gonna collapse. It's gonna be done. And you're gonna have. Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
This is um, Mashayim, also Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 4. It says, from death, silver, gold is not going to deliver those that have it in that day. You see, what's truly going to deliver you is being of the elect of the nation of Israel.
Come on. Yep. That's right. Let me get Ecclesiasticus 39. 39 and 26. It says, the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of grapes, and oil and clothing. So these are the principal things needed for life, man, for you to be able to carry on. And, these are pretty much the essentials, right? But a lot of these things, man, you ain't gonna be able to attain them, like water. Jake don't know how to collect water, man. Like your average Jake, I'm pretty sure they don't know how to collect water and go find the right water sources and this is and that. They go out and drink some water from some fucking sewage waste, end up dying because they get infected by some contaminated water. Fire, it's just fire. Most Jake, they don't know how to make no fire, man. They'll be through out here, man. If once everything collapses, a lot of Jake gonna die, man, because they can't keep their bodies warm, man. They can't make a fire. They don't know how to drink the proper water. It says salt, which I've been doing a little reading on salt. It's very hard to find salt in the wild. You gotta get it through certain plants, certain meat from animals. Like you can't really find this like just in nowhere. You gotta go to actual mines or in the ocean and filter the water, do a whole process on it. But you can't really find salt like that. And that's just flour of wheat. Jake don't know how to make no flour. Jake don't know how to really survive without, Esau handing things to him or having it already packaged for them just to go out there and buy it. You got honey, milk, and honey, man. Hey, Jake is afraid of bees, man. So to go out there and try to climb trees to get some honey, that's out the question. And milk, it says, in the blood of grapes and oil and clothing, man. Hey, so all these things, man, that we're reading right here, man, we gotta go to Esau to get, man. Clothing, where you get your clothing from, you gotta go to Esau to get the fabrics and everything. But a lot of these things, man, is gonna be in very short supply when that day comes. When that day comes, man, you ain't gonna be able to find these things as easily as you do now, man. Like I said, hey, it's gonna be a crashing of the hills. Pretty much the what did it say? How
the economy is gonna collapse, and then it's gonna be a shortage of goods and stuff like that. So everything's gonna be inaccessible. Only those that are gonna be covered is just gonna be the elect.
That's right. Hey, we're gonna get to that right now. If you could get Isaiah 65 and 13.
Okay.
Baba Kushah.
It's Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Keep going?
Yeah, come, go ahead, bro.
Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit.
That's right, man. Hey, so in that time period, man, the elect are gonna be taken care of, man. The elect are gonna be, you know, the elect are gonna be going through it too, but ain't gonna be at that level as 2/3, man. 2/3 are gonna be taken out left and right. 2/3 are gonna be out there in the wild, gonna be out there in the city where shit, chaos is gonna be ensuing. They're gonna be hiding, trembling, scared. But 2/3, man, hey, they're gonna be taken care of, man. They're gonna be able to eat. They're gonna be, in that joyful spirit because, hey, we know that this is gonna come. We know the elect knows that this is coming, and we're prepared for it mentally, spiritually. So when that time comes, man, the elect are gonna be good, man. We're gonna be good. Mentally, we're gonna be good. We ain't gonna be panicking like 2/3 out here, man. We know that the Most High is gonna be taking care of us. We know the Most High is gonna take care of His men, like in the days of old, man. Like the prophets, how He took care of Daniel, how He took care of the what's his name, Elijah, how He took care of Ezekiel. You're gonna see all these past. We're gonna have that faith that's gonna carry us through all these coming tribulations, man. All the famine, all the death that we're gonna see, all that ain't gonna phase us. It says that we're gonna be good. It says we're gonna be thirsty. It says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So the elect, man, they're gonna be joyful, man. And that day we're gonna be good. But like it says, 2/3, man, they're gonna be sorrow of heart and vexation of spirit, man. You can just imagine that spirit that 2/3 is gonna be having, man. Crying, ain't not knowing what the hell's going on. You're gonna have the toughest dudes out here, big, tough, buff dudes, man, who in this world who think they're all that. They're gonna be out here, travailing like women, crying, not knowing what to do. Right? You got something, bro?
I was about to go into what you were saying, basically, how 2/3 is going to be vexed in the spirit, and they was going to be hungry. And see, even now, the hopeful elect is eating spiritually and drinking spiritually, and we're good. You see, without the vision, the people is perishing. The only thing they got right now is the folly and the mirth. But you see, the Lord is going to remove that. The bread and circus of this place is being taken away. Because the only thing these people got is their Christmases, their Valentines, the Thanksgivings. Other than that, if they ain't follow your place, they fucking through. They bugged out.
That's right. I'm gonna get one last precept. This is Job 5:17, and it says, "Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty." Verse 18, "For he maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth, and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee." And we know that in 7 means completion. So the Most High is going to deliver the elect out of any tribulation that they're going to come across, man. Ultimately, the very end will be the destruction, the nuclear destruction that's going to come upon America. But verse 20, it says, "In famine he shall redeem thee from death." Hey, so in famine, man, the Most High is going to take care of the elect, man. The Most High is going to keep them fed and deliver them from starvation. It says, "And in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh." That's right, man. We ain't gonna be afraid. Of course, you're gonna have that little bit of that little bit of fear, but ultimately, our faith is gonna wipe that fear away. Our fear of, our faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that He's gonna come and deliver us. Hey, as long as we stay strong and stay true to this word, man, the Most High is going to take care of us. That's ultimately going to be the mindset of the elect. But verse 22, it says, "At destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh." Hey, so the elect are going to be laughing in that time, man. When destruction comes, when famine comes, hey, the elect are going to be good. because we know that it's only gonna get worse before it gets better, man. We know that, and we know that the only way that we know this place is gonna go out by fire and destruction anyway. So having that knowledge and understanding, we know that when that comes, that hey, our kingdom is close by. Salvation is near. There's gonna be a time where, well, at that time, we're gonna know that hey, just a couple more steps. There's a couple more steps, and then we enter into the kingdom, which is what we're looking for, man. And Lord willing, will be part of that number. But it says, verse 22, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Yeah, man. So ultimately, man, in every aspect, in every way, the Most High is going to take care of his elect in that day. That's why we're out here, trying to do this work, pretty much build up our foundation, build up our faith, prove our faith through our works. So that way, when that time comes, hey, Lord willing, we'll be part of that elect number to be taken care of, man. You got something else, bro?
I got precept. This is Tehillim, chapter 91 and verse 9. Also Psalms. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, the habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. All right, so the elect is going to be taken care of, all right, and they're not going to take part in that second death. They're not going to be taken in these plagues. You see, the Lord's going to cover his elect.
That's right, man. That's right. Hey, and like I said, man, hey, Lord willing, we're part of this number, man, because we got the knowledge, we got the understanding of the scriptures, man. All we gotta do is just maintain and endure to the end, and Lord willing, when that time comes, hey, we'll be taken care of, man. And hey, and that goes to the rest of the viewers, man, the rest of the people who are listening and adhering to this word, man, because hey, you gotta understand, Yahweh Shai, he's bringing death, but at the same time as him bringing death, man, he's bringing deliverance. He's bringing salvation. He ain't coming out here just to destroy and wipe out everything again. Just like in during the first death, the flood, only 8 souls lived. But in this time, you're going to have two-thirds is going to die, as long with everybody else that's left here in America and other parts of the world. But ultimately, he's going to come and deliver his elect, man. 1/3 of the nation of Israel, which it's still a small number, but hey, it's pretty big, So that's how we constantly say, hey, man, listen, man, pay attention, don't be indifferent. Like that word we went into, man. Don't be indifferent to what's going on, man. Don't be indifferent to what the prophets out here be bringing out, man. Hey, hear the word. Adhere to the word, because it says you can only be reborn through the washing of this word.
Yep.
You gotta adhere to this word. Hey, by hearing this word, what does it say? Faith cometh by hearing, right? And by hearing of the word. So, that's pretty much it, man. That's all I had on this. I don't know if you got something else to say, bro.
That's pretty much it.
Con. Hey, so I hope this lesson was edifying. We're going to close it out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect pushing his word throughout the 4 corners of the earth. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.